Hi there, my name is Peter and I will be your commentator for this battle. My enemy has 4 bow units and 2 matchlock units, which means that the only key building he will be interested in is the archery dojo, and for that reason I have to try and not let him capture it. I am sending my bow units to skirmish right away, while I send 2 of my cav units to each flank, with my infantry following in the middle. The enemy also sends his bow units to skirmish and takes up a position to capture the archery dojo. Even though enemy has only 1 unit of spears, I still cannot send my cavalry to attack his bow units because of his matchlocks that are right behind them. I have stopped my battle line a little bit too soon for the fear of his matchlock units, but when we take a look at the topography of this map, we can see that I could have continued forward and contested the archery dojo without getting shot by his matchlocks. These hills would have given me ample cover. Now the bow skirmish has begun and the enemy has the advantage in numbers, while my only advantage is self-made, from the use of whistling arrows. The only drawback is that I have also done some friendly fire with a debuff on one of my own bow units. The enemy is now capturing the key building and all I'm doing is trying to kill as many of his bow units as possible, to reduce the number of units he will have benefiting from that key building. Now let's watch as I make one of my mistakes that I do very often in these battles. I send my cavalry with no support to far flanks of my army. This leads to them routing much more easily if they get engaged, and also they often get shot by the enemy bow units. I mismicro this katana cav and get charged in the flank with no countercharge, while my great guard now has to make up for the difference versus 2 Yari cavalry. With all enemy cav on one flank, I take a chance and charge at his general, but again bad micro and both of my cavalry units charge straight into the enemy Yari samurai. Now the enemy general is free to use his melee skill general to charge at my cav units himself, and those units are history. On the other flank, my katana cav has long routed, while my great guard is still fighting strong against his 2 Yari cavalry, even managing to rout one of them. As for the bow fight, I have lost 2 of my units, while the enemy is still 4 strong. And to top it off, I've forgotten to use my stand and fight formation for the god knows which time. As Norman Schwarzkopf would say, the truth of the matter is that you always know the right thing to do. The hard part is doing it. This great guard is still alive, while on the other flank, all that is left is dead horses and men. 2 units spent and not even a dent in the enemy's general. What a waste! With my bow units dead or routing, I send my Yari Ashigaru to make the enemy move his bow units and stop firing at me so I can commit my samurai into the battle. My remaining great guard is routed by his matchlock unit and I have lost all my cavalry. Sending the Yari Ashigaru forwards worked and the enemy pulled his bow units back. Problem is that I have sent my samurai units, just like my cav previously, to pair flank. Now my general can support only 2 units. Now I get an unexpected present from the enemy, as he fails to move his matchlock units back, or fire with them for that matter, and my Yari Ashigaru engage them in melee. While those units are busy, I charge in with my samurai into his front lines. This is one of the must never do mistakes. You always have to micro your matchlocks on time. I may personally hate that unit type and never use matchlock in any battle, but don't say I never gave you any advice about them. I got good charges with my katana units, but I have left them in loose formation, which reduced their effectiveness while charging, and it's another never do mistake. Fighting all alone and exposed like that would have made that Nodachi unit rout by now, but they are in battle only because Banzai is still active and giving them unbreakable morale. I did a flank/back attack with my general into the enemy units, but the enemy melee general is quick to countercharge and is going to kill my leadership general easily. His matchlock Ashigaru do not even fire a single volley, but it is not necessary as my units soon start to chain rout. Use this battle to learn from my mistakes, and of course do not forget to enter your own idea for the Name Thy Battle contest in the video comments.